the good word, y'all? It's your boy DKB here. So the New York Jets, they finished their final practice of the offseason. Training camp is complete, and we did end things on a high note in regards to our quarterback versus skill position players, who's developing chemistry, who showed out the most. I'll also be dropping a video based on some stuff I found about how Aaron Rodgers has performed over the course of this entire offseason, who he's liked the most, various stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Ending things on a high note. Aaron Rodgers finished things off to Garrett Wilson with a touchdown in practice. We also seen him have an impressive throw to Alex Erickson in the front of the red zone for another touchdown. He had another one in the back of the end zone to Randall Cobb for a touchdown. And so we've seen Aaron Rodgers, even if, the offense, first, second string, etc., if they perform terribly throughout the course of practice per se, they've generally had the defense's number when it comes to red zone, which is interesting because the New York Jets historically have not been a great red zone offensive team. Where on the reverse side, the one Achilles heel you could probably say for the defense has been red zones and denying some of those touchdowns until recently. So mutual beneficial relationship here, right? The offense is getting a chance to work their magic against the fourth scoring defense in the NFL, and meanwhile, a defense that wants to prove they can be number one in the NFL is getting a chance to see what exactly they're going to come up against when they're facing the likes of Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes this season, different members of that ilk. So we'll see what ultimately happens there. I am still happy. We're seeing a lot more of the hand checks and signals that we've heard Aaron Rodgers speak about quite highly. Same thing with the coaching staff. It seems like everybody's finally getting accustomed and attuned to what it is Aaron Rodgers is looking for, and we're seeing it happen beautifully within the 20-yard line of the red zone. So excellent way for us to go out ahead of this Giants game, and then of course getting ready for our week one opponent in the Buffalo Bills. Zach Wilson, he was able to score himself a touchdown as well today to Jeremy Ruckert, who's returning to practice. Seems like he's going to be a roster lock, so can't wait to see what kind of role he actually ends up taking on over the course of this New York Jets season. The plan for me is definitely to see him overtake CJ at some point. Doesn't matter if it's the final game of the season, but with us having the chance to move on from CJ next year, it would definitely help to know that we have a very adequate replacement in the building already. Everyone in terms of the preseason game is expected to play minus Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook, which means we're going to see the rest of our rookie and sophomore year running back staple. Michael Carter will be out there, Bam Knight, Travis Dye, and Izzy won't be out there because he's still dealing with his thigh contusion. So we'll see if anybody can shake up last minute any roster decisions. Keep in mind the deadline for the 53-man roster is going to be Tuesday, 4 p.m. and I want to say that's Eastern Standard Time. But we have just a couple of days before we figure out what the coaching staff officially thought about some of these guys. Defense, we know, has won the majority of the battles during this offseason. Nothing's really changed, even with Aaron Rodgers coming in. Which is excellent news. A Hall of Fame quarterback that still has all of the capabilities to go out there and perform like a top 5 guy. And you're seeing the defense win a lot of these battles, especially with the weapons that were available to Aaron Rodgers at various points throughout this offseason. So I feel like it's not going to be too hard to say that even if we take a step back, we could finish number one in scoring, and maybe we play the bend but don't break style of defense, which at least from a preseason aspect, granted we've been seeing a lot of the bottom tier guys, seems like it would ring true, right? Allen Lazard, we finally got the injury update on him. He suffered an AC joint to the shoulder, so we're not going to see him during this Giants preseason game, but he is expected to be ready for the Bills game. Michael Carter, the running back, he was able to score one of the other red zone touchdowns today, so we're continuing to see him probably flush out his role within this offense as the guy directly behind Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. And then as far as some of the other injury concerns, Carl Lawson, his availability is in question. He's been dealing with this back issue for a couple of weeks now. Doesn't seem like it's getting better in leaps and bounds. Probably very slow progress. We talked about him just getting back into some conditioning and stuff like that yesterday. But again, not a huge problem for us because what we've seen out of the preseason, Jermaine Johnson stepping up, Bryce Huff still being, foot all the way down on the gas pedal, Will McDonald showing that he could be a strong staple in this rotation, really mitigates the need for Carl Lawson, but we still want to see him. Even with the pay cut, it still sucks to see that health is sapping what could have been, or what still could be anyways, a very excellent career for Carl Lawson. So I doubt we're going to miss him for a significant portion of the season. We have no plans to rush him back into anything, but he's a guy that you definitely hope we can get back sooner than later, regardless of some of the younger guys stepping up. Dwayne Brown, he's continuing to progress, going through individual drills. Izzy, as we spoke about, the thigh contusion, he's out. Kenny Yeboah with his hamstring is still out. And then Mekhi Becton was out, and that was determined to have been a rest day, which, given the prior history, still with him ramping up, we don't know how much he'll play during this Giants game as a starter. Robert Saleh's mentioned a few times he wants to try to get them multiple series to see how they're transitioning and adjusting to the defenses, much like they would need to in a real game. I imagine he plays a significant enough portion, and we don't want to wear out that leg or those knees anyways any more than we need to. So those are the notes. Keep in mind, again, at least for Aaron Rodgers and what I've been able to compile so far, I'll be dropping how he's done unofficially, of course, throughout the course of this offseason. But let me know what you guys feel about how things as a whole over the course of this entire training camp have been, and I'll catch you guys again. Peace.